Romance manga is very hit or miss because it's either that weird harem bullshit to girlfriend, or it can be the greatest romance story you've ever seen in your entire life, which is the manga we are going to be talking about today, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. Now, the fantastic thing about this manga is not only the slice of life and the romance aspect about it, and you know, many people say romance and slice of life is very boring because it's a slice of life. It's like everyday life, basically, with obviously some twists and turns and things like that. But what makes this manga so good is how realistic it is. Now, what do I mean by realistic? The problems the characters face, whether that be between Rintaro and Kaoruko, or Rintaro and his friends, or Kaoruko and her friends, it's all the problems that they go through that makes this manga so good. Because at the very start of the manga, they're faced with one problem already, and that's the fact that Kaoruko and Rintaro, they start talking with each other, and area they're in is against that. Like, because Rintaro goes to basically what's considered a delinquent school of low academically gifted students, and Kaoruko goes to the gifted noble school, basically, and they don't want to have nothing to do with each other. So when they both start talking, it puts them at the brunt of a bunch of fucking insults, basically. And also Rintaro having to come to terms with the fact that not everyone judges him based off his appearance, since he is very tall for Japan standards and, you know, has the look of a delinquent, yet isn't one in the slightest. We don't know why his hair is dyed. We don't know that yet, but he did it for some reason. So because of his way of thinking, when he first meets Kaoruko, she runs away, and he assumes that she ran away because he was just scary to look at, but later he finds out that that wasn't the case. She was just embarrassed of him looking at her while she was eating a fuck ton of food. And then after this as well, we also find that Kaoruko absolutely despises people that judges based off of looks only, because she has a go at people who are, you know, twice her size and could probably like fucking murder her with their bare hand. But who the fuck cares, because she just thinks it's unfair to treat people like that. And you know, it makes them seem perfect, basically, but both of them have their own problems. Rintaro has self-confidence issues with his looks. Kaoruko has issues regarding her like academics and basically the peer pressure that she gets put under. But not only does it focus on those two, it also focuses on the people around them, like with Kaoruko's friend Subaru, who is shown to also lack self-confidence and frankly doesn't like herself very much because of her very selfish side in trying to talk Rintaro out of actually continuing to meet up with Kaoruko, because she doesn't want to endanger Kaoruko's school scholarship, because they both go to different schools. Kaoruko goes to Kikyo, which is basically a fancy sort of noble sort of vibe of a school, and they want nothing to do with Chidori. So when Kaoruko and Rintaro start talking, it puts in a bunch of weirdness, because if the school finds out that Kaoruko's talking with a fucking Chidori person, then they can just say, nah, get out, basically. And that's what Subaru goes on about, because she doesn't want Kaoruko to lose the scholarship, because she knows how hard she had worked to actually get into that school. And then also with Rintaro's group of friends, he doesn't feel comfortable actually telling them about meeting up with Kaoruko, because they think they will also treat him differently, not realizing that it's just all in his head, and frankly his friends don't give a shit if they're going to that school or not. It may look like on the surface that they do hate Kikyo, but that's just because Kikyo is treating them like shit, so they'll treat them like shit back, basically. That's what one of the friends do, because if he sees someone talking shit to his friends, he's gonna, you know, fight back, which is a good friend. And that's another thing I want to say. Rintaro's friends in this manga are really great friends, and they have a reason to be there, because Rintaro is just a good person. That's all. And they give examples of why he is that, because he's caring and kind and big and strong. And even when Rintaro gets into a bit of a tough situation with one of his friends, where, you know, he's upset that Rintaro doesn't actually trust him, and, you know, that hurts him as well, and then they have to sort that out. And it's like, what's so cool about this manga is that it doesn't just focus on the couple, it focuses on the people around them as well. like again I said, their friends, their parents. They go so in depth with the side characters as well. They give like backstories and like what their problems are and how they fix it, and it's just, that's what I love about this manga. And I'm going to keep this short because there's so much I can talk about this, but this is just a basic summary, and it is a very, very sweet manga. So if you haven't tried romance before, I should just try this one. It's really not manga at all. It's a story. The person who wrote it is an absolute just genius. It's just such a it's just a good story. And that's about it. And you should read it because it's fire.